Hi everybody. It's April the 4th, 2025 at 10:14 p.m. Haven't been on for a few days. Been under the weather. This is what happens. This is what happens or can happen if enough years go by. Now, that's what we're going to chat about today. We're going to chat about living very, very long. Now, here's the thing. My worst birth date was when I was 50 years old. I thought, oh my gosh, all these things that I wanted to accomplish, I didn't. And it's too late to start becoming a singer or a songwriter or a famous poet. I had already, in my teens and 20s, written poetry books that did quite well. Sold all over the country and in some English-speaking countries. But now at 50, I was losing the desire to write because I had to work so many jobs to support myself. The poetry books were no longer selling well. Let's talk about living long. So what am I doing to increase my lifespan? I have a variety of different vitamins, and I've shared some with you in the past, but I would recommend that if you're concerned about your health, look at as many videos as you can about vitamins for old age. Not just one multiple vitamin. I do take one multiple vitamin that says for people over 50. But that's just the foundation before I start adding CoQ10, which is for the heart. Keeps it pretty good as far as flushing out the anything bad that accumulates, and for fish oil, take it with fish oil. Take 2 fish oil tablets a day. And then for cholesterol, red yeast rice. Red yeast rice. Yes, that is. You can get that from a vitamin store. Now, I mentioned these 3 because they are the major 3 for the heart. Again, CoQ10, fish oil, and red yeast rice. They all work in the blood system. Now, if you want to know how important those 3 are, ask yourself if you needed them but you didn't have them for your heart, how long will you last? How long will you live? You see what I'm getting at? Okay, a multiple vitamin that has everything in it, and then those 3 is what I take. I do take other things. I do take quite a few, such as for sleep. I have a hard time sleeping. I won't go through the list because I've already given you the major ones that I think I have to keep my heart beating. Now, let's talk about something else. You've got to keep the heart. As an evangelist once said, this was a preacher at a church in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I went to college. He said, "You're only one heartbeat from being dead." Of course, what he was doing was giving an invitation to come forward and to ask God to save them, to ask Jesus Christ to come into your life. So it was part of the invitation. And by saying you're only one heartbeat from being dead, didn't really make an impact at that age because I was in my 20s. But the more I think about it, it's true. It's true because I'm at the age 76 where if I don't watch my vitamins and minerals and take care of myself that way and eat the right foods, and we'll talk about food. I don't eat the right foods, okay? I eat at McDonald's, I eat fast food places, things like that, hoping that the vitamins will make up for my lack of sense. I was going to say stupidity, but let's use a kinder word. Now, here's the thing about getting older that I've found is I sleep longer. I don't think that's necessary. The president sleeps 5 hours. He's older than me. Don't understand it. So what I like to do at night, I'll just let you know what my day's like. I go to bed, what time is it, 10:22. I will, when I get off of this, I'll probably go ahead and take a shower and lay down and read a book. Not a whole book, just where I left off from last night. And then when I start getting tired, I will turn off the lights and close my eyes, and I may actually be awake another hour or two. What do I do during that time? I think about the day. I think about what I would do differently. How I treated people. Would I treat them differently? I pray to God that my sins are forgiven and that I will show up in heaven when I die. Some people listening may want to ignore that if you don't believe the way I do. So finally, I won't make any plans. I don't have any plans. No. My only plans is when I wake up, I wash up a little bit in the restroom, and then I go ahead and go downstairs and have coffee and one of these things like Ensure, or I usually get Atkins. They're Atkins drinks, and therefore they replace a meal. So they're meal replacement. So I'll do that. I may have some fruit, just a little bit, blueberries, things like that, raspberries, and maybe some granola. And that's it till about 3 o'clock. Eating and drinking. I will share this with you. I read this. It's very important. We should drink a bottle of water upon rising in the morning. And then after that, before we eat breakfast, we should drink a bottle of water. We're talking about the ones you get in Kroger. And then at noon, you drink a bottle of water before you eat lunch. And at supper, you drink a bottle of water before you eat supper. Now, here's the whole thing. We're dehydrated and don't know it. And that will shorten your life big time. It will cause all sorts of ailments that you won't know why they're happening. It's because we're dehydrated. We're mostly water anyhow. What is it? 80% they say that we're water. So I can't say it enough, and I can't say it enough to myself, because I sometimes skip 1 or 2 bottles of water during a day. So I take my vitamins at night. I take some in the morning. I take some at noon. I've got quite a few. I take vitamins for my eyes. I would suggest you take vitamins for your eyes too. You can find all this stuff like I do on Amazon. And if you go to Amazon, you can read the reviews and how many they're selling the month before. Zero in on that. Zero in on the good reviews. Zero in on the bad reviews. And don't stick with the same brand if you find different reviews of the same product by a different brand. Now, I've never had any close calls with a heart attack or stroke. However, everyone in my immediate family, I'm not talking about my wife, my immediate family being my brother, my mother, my father, have all died from heart problems or strokes or congestive heart failure. And that's what got me to take these particular vitamins. So I'm not recommending them, or somebody will take me to court for practicing as a doctor. I'm not recommending them. I'm just saying that's what I take. So let's see what we got here. This is all the notes I have about what I'm talking about. It's called Let's Chat About Living a Long Life. Let me tell you what I've noticed that I can't do. I came down here to clean up the basement, the man cave. And I worked for maybe 15 to 30 minutes before my back felt like I had to sit down. The back hurt so bad. I do have, by x-rays, I saw that I had some problems with some of the discs. So I took a break, then I came back and worked on it again. Now you're looking at the man cave, okay? It's nothing spectacular. I don't recommend that you make yours look like this. Okay, let's talk about off the wall here. You see how grubby I look. Let's say I'm invited to speak, and I have been invited to speak at colleges as both a published writer, a poet. As far as Florida, I'm in Indiana now, and I've been invited to local universities to talk about what it's like to be working in the mental health field. And I wouldn't feel uncomfortable walking in like this, because first thing I'd say would be, what would you do if you're all dressed up in suits and then a person that looks homeless or nearly homeless is your speaker, and he walks in and goes toward the microphone? He's going to be your speaker. What would you think if you went there for his wisdom or his entertainment? What would you think if he came in looking like a bum? Well, I've asked that a few times when I walked in. Never got the right answer. The answer is, if you came in to be entertained or to get his wisdom, you won't notice what he's wearing. You will not notice it. Your consciousness is way above what a person wears if you came to listen to what they have to say. Well, I think it's time to let you chat for a while. If you want, feel free to subscribe. I'll try to get on more often. I've been off a few days for some unknown reason other than lack of energy. That's one thing I can tell you. The energy level will decrease as you get older. God bless you. May you live to be 120. And we'll talk later, and subscribe if you like. I've enjoyed this.